Hello, good afternoon. My name is Oyinloye Israel Toby. As I said yesterday, that I'm going to go live and I'm going to explain the aspects of making use of the three types of roots, quadratic equation. So I will say that today we're very short, but it's going to be based on the quadratic equation, the three types of roots. So I'll do a little recap of what happened. That was yesterday, and what do we know if we missed out of yesterday? So this is what happened yesterday. We have what kindly enter the value of A, kindly enter the value of B, kindly enter the value of C, then console dot right line A, B, and C. Then the square of B, we get it. Then 4AC, we get it. Then the square, then we get the value of D, which is the square of B for AC. Then we print it out. Then we now get the square root of D. When we get the square root of D, then also getting the square root of D. So we'll now be able to print the first root, now the second root. So we now need to check, is this root a real root or an imaginary root? So the best way to do is to go through Google, and we're going to search the internet. And the internet is our best friend now. So with this, I'll say, what are the quadratic equations roots we have? So what are the three quadratic equations roots we have? So root of a quadratic equations. So I'm trying to do my research. So what are the roots of the quadratic equation that we have? So with this, so root of the quadratic equation. So when is the root one? So to find the root of quadratic, is the formula of quadratic equation. That's x equal to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So when is the root real? When is it imaginary? An example is this. This find the root of the quadratic equation x raised to the power 2 minus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0 by factoring. So I'll give an example of this because I'm trying to solve a lot of processes of this quadratic equation so that we're able to know that, okay, this is what you do, quadratic equation, this is what you don't do. This is what you do, this is what you don't do for quadratic equation. So with this, this is an example. X raised to the power 2 minus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0 by factoring. By factoring quadratic equation, we get x raised to the power x minus 2, x minus 5 is equal to 0. So x is 2 and x is 5. Can we be sure of that? Yes, we need to run it. So x, a is 1, b is minus 7, c is 10. A is 1, b is minus 7, c is 10. A is 1, so I'm going to run the equation. So a is 1, b is what? Minus 7, and c is what? 10. So this we calculate it. So with this, get the first root is 5 and the second root is 2. So looking at the calculation, wow, that's right. The first root is 2, second root is 5. So we have 5 and 2. Now also, now finding root of quadratic equation by quadratic formula. This is the quadratic formula. The same thing was used. Now, actually, what I'm trying to look for is to get when is a quadratic equation. The reason I'm doing this is to make you see the way in which we do our search, to see that, okay, this is not something that you need to memorize or something you need to put in your brain. This is something you need to put your, just go to your internet and just search for it. The same way this recording is done. So when is a quadratic equation imaginary? When? So with this, when the value under the radical portion of the quadratic equation is what? Is negative. So this, they call it a complex solution. So when is it complex? A quadratic equation of this a are real roots with values of a not equal to 0. So we find the roots. So with this is a complex root. An example is a is 1, b is 4, c is 5. A is 1, b is 4, c is 5. So I'm going to run it again. A is 1, a is 1, b is 4, c is 5. So I'm running it. Yeah. A is 1, b is 4, c is 5. So with this, you know that the root is what? An imaginary. So since imaginary root, so you need to check it. When is it imaginary? Now if you look at this calculation, now 16 minus 20, there is nothing like square root of what? Minus 4. And if you go through the code that was written here, when we checked it, now you see it's the variable d is what? Minus 4. So that means if the value of d is what? Less than 0. If the value of this is less than 0, then we should just stop the equation. And what should be printed out? What should be printed out is what? The root is what? An imaginary root. So we go to our code. We go to our code. So with this, we write it console dot write line. So the root is an imaginary root. So the root plus d is an imaginary root. So sorry, it's underscore d, not d. Underscore d is an imaginary root. So once this is taken, when this is done, that's, sorry, I should put it here. Why? Because getting the square root, it is the square root we're getting, not d when it's square. So that will be what? So we put break, or let's say when this is printed out, then I think we should put let me see how to stop a root. So we should not put what do you call it? We should put what do you call it? Mm, okay, return. Okay, let it return. Let it return. Okay. Let's return anything. So let's just return. So with this, I just want to try it using the example. So let's see whether it's going to print it out or not. So code is being run. So you have 1, 4, and 5. 1, 4, and 5. So the root is an imaginary root. So it returns it. So we need to check it using return. So I need to check if getting the square root of d is what, let's say less than 0, is less than 0. So return. So return. So if that is not done, then it's going to print out the next line of action. So with this, so we have the, we now have 1 minus 7 and 10. I want to try this to get 2 or 5. 1 minus 7 or 10. 1 minus 7 or 10. So we have it 1 minus 7 or 10. Okay, so this is printed out. So now this is not printed out. This example stating that this is what an imaginary root. This may look a little bit complex. I'm going to take it again. I won't rush to this section. I'll take it step by step. So step by step. So then it's going to, let me just do Control Z. So A is 1, B is minus 7, 10. We have 1 minus 7 and 10. So now, you see this one is printed out. The first root is 5. The second root is what? 2. The first root, the first root, the first root, sorry, not the root. What am I going to print out? The first root is 5 and the second root is second root. So with this taken into place, now, so this taken into place, so we're going to continue with this. Now we're going to continue with this, calculating, doing the calculation, which is the next line of action. I'm going to calculate, look for another example, which is 1, 4, and 5. Okay, now this is, what types of roots do we have? We have the positive, we have the 0, and we have the negative. So positive is like 1, 6, and 5. 1, 6, and 5. So with this, so look for the error. Okay, I don't know why this one is showing. Maybe there's a parameter that I just entered. I just typed in. Let me wrap this and put it in word wrap to be able to see all the code at once. Okay, if it's what's less than 0, then you'll be able to print it out. Less than or equal to 0. And to print it out. So enter the first value. I'm going to run it again. Yes, thank you. So now I said enter the first value. Looking at the example, we have 1, 6, and 5. We have 1, 6, 5. So with this, we have the first root is -1, and the second root is what? -5. That's the calculation, -1 and -5. Now what about this one? We have 1, -2, and 1. 1, -2, and 1. So the next one, run it as 1, minus 2 and 1. We have 1 minus 2 and 1. So we have the first root is 1, the second root is what? 1. So they are equal roots. So we can easily print out if the roots are equal, then you print them out that, oh, the roots are equal. And if the roots are not equal, you have to print them out that the roots are not equal. So what am I trying to do? I try to introduce what they call what? Apart from the correct, we're introducing what they call the if statement. They call them conditional statements. So I'm going to explain conditional statements. So explaining conditional statement. So with this, so we ask ourselves, what is a conditional statement? What's a condition? So a condition today is like today, let's say I don't know the time. Let's say the time is like now in Nigeria, the time is going to be 3:48, and now in the UK, the time is 4:48. So I want to state that since the time is 4:48, now the best thing now is that we try and look into what we call making use of the if statement, saying if I am in Nigeria now, because I came from Nigeria down to the UK, if I am in Nigeria now, the time will be what? 3:48. So I'm saying I am in the UK. So if I am in the UK, the time now is now what? I'll move from 3:48, which is going to be in Nigeria, to 3:49. So in the UK, it's going to be 4:49. So with this, the if statement is to check if an event is true or not. So it checks, are you sure this is true? If it's not true, then it's false. So that is what we do, making use of the if statement. So the if statement check if it is true or if it is false. If it's not true, it is not true. If it's not false, it is not false. So we use the if statement to check if it is true or if it is false. So that's what we use the if statement for. So there's another part. So the if statement is used to check if a particular if a particular event is true or false. So I want to check, is this event true? If it's true, it's what? If it's false, then it's false. So this event is used to check if a particular event is true or is false. So we use it to check those those conditions, those certain conditions. So those certain conditions are needed, perfectly needed. So now looking at this example, we first tried it in another place, saying if getting the square root of d is less than or equal to 0. Now you write the root is what? An imaginary root. Why? What are imaginary roots? Roots that has what? That are complex. That means the square root does not exist. Like what is the square root of minus 2? Now you have to use the imaginary, saying it is what? Minus 2i. I means what? Imaginary. So that is imaginary. So now if you want to use, what's the square root of 8? Square root of 8, that's another one of finding what's the square root of 8. So you have to break it down. But now easily we can get what the square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So you don't need imaginary for it. So I'm saying you use imaginary when you know that your answer is negative, but you want to get the positive response. So we have what? What's the square root of minus 4? That is what? Minus 2i. So what's the square root of 18? That's what? Square root of 9 times 2. So you can break it down. That's square root of 9 times square root of 2. What's square root of 9? That's 3. That's 3 root 2. So I can say, what's the square root of minus 18? That's square root of minus 9 times 2. So the square root of minus 9 times 2 is like saying, okay, this is the square root of what? Breaking it down. You can take it down. Say, okay, I can say the square root. Let me just write it. Saying, okay, a comment. The square root of minus 18 is equal to minus 9 times 2. I can still write it as minus 2 times 9. So we're having this as minus 2 times 9 minus 9 times 2. So that's the square root. So with this, I can say, okay, what's the square root of 9? Square root of 9 is 3. Now, square root of minus 2 is what? So we might not know the square root of minus 2. So we have to include what they call the what? Imaginary there. So with that imaginary I, so imaginary I stands for what? The square root of minus 1. So that's the explanation of making use of what? An imaginary. So with this, I think I've been able to explain why you are getting what not a number. Because once the square root is less than or equal to 0, then is what? Imaginary. What's square root of 0? Square root of 0 is 0. Yes. Square root of 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. That's 0. So may God help us in Jesus' name. Amen. So with this, I'm now going to continue to write. The if statement is used to check if a particular event is true or false. Explaining conditional statements. So with this now, so the quadratic equation using this, the first root is this, the second root is this. So with this, I will say now let's use the if statement. I can say if, let's say if today, so I can declare a variable string today state, today, string today is this. So if today is equal to Monday, so console dot write line, I can print out today is Monday. Now if, okay, so if today is Monday, I can say today is Monday. I can say, okay, now print, now today is Monday. But now looking at the look of things, how will we know today is Monday? So we need to be able to check it, saying, okay, what did you write? What did you type in? Okay, what did I check? What did I type in? Why is today Monday? By taking the console dot read line. So I can just pick the line. Is what this is what console dot read line. So it is, if today is Monday, console dot write line, today is Monday. So there's another condition called the else statement. Else console dot write line, console dot write line, today is not Monday. So we need to just comment everything. So once all this are commented, so now we have to run it again. So what's today? So the application is running again. It's running again. Oh, we run the last build. Yes, I want to run the successful build. I want to stop it. Stop it. So I think we need to refresh it again. So I think it's crashing. It's being used. So I think I need to just pick up the code and reuse it. So with this code, okay, let me check. Let me check. Okay. Let me just use this to check something. Console.write line. Say stating I am here. I am here. So with this, I am here. Today is Monday. Write line today is Monday. Else today is not Monday. So I'm going to rebuild the application. I think I need to run the project, not debug it. So anyway, crash, then I have to debug it again. I'll put a breakpoint. Okay, we like to on the application. Yes, to the last build. Okay. Well, it's getting to the last build, so we need to repeat it again. So debug project associated with the file. So I'm repeating the application, not the last build. Just gonna try and try and try. So I think I need to stop the application, disconnect it. Okay, yep. Yes, with this Visual Studio, this. So let me see the problem. Okay, we're having this source problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and check out debug issue. Let me set a breakpoint. Then I'm going to debug it again. So debug it. Okay. Okay. So with this thing, we're having this build, having a problem with it. Okay, so with this, so we're having an error. So what I'll do is I'll close the application and I'll run it again and to see actually what is wrong with the application, maybe from the system or from any other external forces. So with this, I'm going to run the application again. So this is the application. I'm running the application at once, so the project is loading. So we want to check. So whatever you type in, is it Monday? You check it. Oh, today is Monday. If today is not Monday, then it shows today is not Monday. So that's what we are going to do. Now, with that being taken into place, I think the breakpoint is trying to eat something. So I'm going to stop the application. Just going to run the application. I'm not going to use the breakpoint. So with this, okay. Now, sometimes you need to just off your application and continue with it. Now it shows console.write line. I am here. Now with this, we move to the next one. It says console.read line. So I'm going to type Monday. I'm going to type, say today is Monday. So this I can say with this, for this I can say kindly enter the day of the week. So with this, so kindly enter. I'm going to enter Tuesday. So today is not Monday. So that is making use of the if and the else statement. So I'm going to explain it and I'm going to wrap up with the next 7 minutes. It states if today is Monday, let's say it said kindly enter the day of the week. So let's say the person entered Monday, then excellently we're going to print out today is Monday. But if today is not Monday, because every day is an event. Why? Because every day you sleep, you wake up, you brush your teeth. As a Christian, you read your Bible. Yes. If you are not a Christian, you do other things. Also, and if you practice other religions, you do other religions. But as a Christian, I'm a Christian. I'll read my Bible. I'll do other things. Brush my teeth, eat. Sometimes go out. Sometimes play. So all those things are put into check. So times you go to church, times you come back home, times you listen to music, and sometimes you chat with friends. So everything you're doing every day is an event. So Monday, and definitely what you do in Monday, definitely might not be what you do the same time, the same seconds, the same hour, the same picoseconds or faraseconds. So on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it might not be the same time. So the best thing now is that you note that if, when you see the word if, is what a conditional statement. If today is Monday, consider the right line today is Monday. Else, consider the right line today is not what? Monday. So with this, you're going to put that into place and put that into check and make sure that all what you do makes it more better and more fancy and more fancier to be done. So with this, move to the next aspect. So I'm going to say that making use of the F statement stating that if today is not Monday, yes, today is not Monday, definitely, then today is what? Wednesday. Oh, today is not Wednesday, today is what? Thursday. So all those days, I put them into check. I was checking them, saying that, okay, today is Monday, today is not Monday. Today is Tuesday, today is not Tuesday. Today is Wednesday, today is not Wednesday. So I want to say thank you so much for those that ask me questions and those that correct me, those that tell me, oh, Israel, check this thing. Israel, don't check this thing. So please and please, let me know your let me know what you have to say or what you have to do so that we can always improve ourselves in this online training. Thank you so much. I want to say I appreciate everything and please feel free to ask me any question. Thank you so much. And tomorrow I'm going to start on more of what using the words the if statement, the else statement, the else if statement. So those conditions are what we're going to use and it's going to be taken into place. Thank you so much and have a blessed day. Ciao.